Welcome to Pink Cake Princess. I'm Andrea and today I'm going to show you how to make a pink Barbie princess doll cake. I created this doll cake for my daughter's birthday. You can check out the whole dessert table at the end of this video with the links. Perfect for your little Barbie princess at home. If your child isn't into Barbie, you can check out other ideas at the end of the video as well. To create my cake base, I'm using 3 round cakes, roughly about 6 to 7 inches wide. For the first round cake, I'm placing it on top of a cake board, and I'm placing a layer of Swiss meringue buttercream on top. Then I'm going to layer the other 2 cakes on top. I've cut out the centers of the cakes with a small circle cutter. And I'm filling layers in between with buttercream. Once my third cake is on top, I'm using a serrated knife just to go around and trim off the edges at the top to create the dome shape for the cake. You could also bake the top cake in a oven-proof bowl to create this shape if you don't want to carve it. Once I finish carving the cake, I'm going to clean up my work area. And then I'm going to go around the cake and put a layer of Swiss meringue buttercream just to seal in the crumbs. And I'll be placing this in the fridge to firm up for about 20 minutes. Then I'm going to put another layer of buttercream around my cake and let it set in the fridge again. I'm placing a piece of grip mat onto my cake stand and placing my cake on top of it. Now onto my fondant, I'm using some white fondant. I'm rolling it out fairly thinly, and I'm using a large circle cutter to cut out a disc of fondant and a smaller circle cutter to cut out the middle. I'm dusting my surfaces both at the top and at the bottom with my corn flour bag to stop the fondant from sticking, and I'm using a wooden skewer to go around and frill my fondant. I am using a blue pedal pad to help me with the frilling. You can also do it on your table, but the pedal pad just helps you do it much faster. You can pick up a pedal pad fairly cheaply on the internet. Okay, so just attaching it to my cake and repeating the process, just going around and filling out the bottom. Once I reach the end, I just trim off the excess. Now I'm going to go around and do a second layer. Okay, now I'm turning it back to the front, and I'm going to start frilling the area at the front of the dress. Okay, and that's what it looks like once all the frills is on it. Now I've moved on to my pink fondant. Okay, now I'm using a damask stencil and I'm pressing it on just to create an impression into the fondant. You can roll it out, but I find that pressing it is much easier as it doesn't move around as much. You could also use lace mats, textured rolling pins, pattern embossing sheets, and other things to emboss your fondant. Now I'm using a 14-inch cake board just to guide me in cutting out a large circle. And I'm using my small circle cutter just to cut out the center. I'm using my knife to cut out a cut from the center to the outside. And gently lifting it up, placing it onto my rolling pin. Okay, now lifting it up to place onto the cake. using my scissors just to trim the excess off the top, and then tucking it into the cake and repeating on the other side. Smoothing it over at the back. And now getting my Barbie doll and wrapping her up in cling wrap. Now I've moved on to some more pink fondant and just embossing it before I use my little template to cut out a section to cover her torso. Gluing it on with a little bit of water and gently pressing it down so that it sticks. Careful not to rub too hard so that your impression stays. Trimming the excess off. If you are liking this tutorial, don't forget to click the like button below and also add to favourites if you want to save it for future reference. Okay, now placing the doll into the cake, and now onto the finishing touches. Just cutting out a little number 6 and attaching it with a little bit of wire, leaving it aside to set dry, and then rolling out a strip of pink fondant to attach and hide the join where the doll meets the cake. Gently patting down to smooth it over and flatten it out. Attaching the wire onto the arm, and I've decided to create a little necklace by rolling out a little strip of white fondant and rolling a little strip of pink fondant to create a little heart. And attaching it on with a little bit of water. Now just creating the candle holders with a little bit of fondant and cutting out the letters for the birthday girl's name. And I'm cutting out a long thin rectangle section and attaching the letters with a little bit of water. Trimming a little triangle from either side and then just placing it onto your cake. And that's it. That's my Barbie cake. What do you love about Barbie? Don't forget to click on the links here for more birthday table ideas, and click the bottom right there to subscribe to my channel and see more ideas for your kids' parties. Thanks again for watching, guys. You guys have a fantastic day.